Hey folks, welcome back to the Toronto Marlies Insider. The Marlies hosted the Belleville Senators on Friday night at the Colosseum, trying to snap our losing streak and to end their winning streak. So let's jump into it. But before we do that, we want to give a special shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. SeatGeek is the best place to go if you're looking for tickets to a sporting event, concert or a live show. Click the link below and use code Toronto Marlies Insider, all one word, to get $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek will let you know if the tickets you want are a good value or not with their 1 to 10 rating system to ensure you always get the best bang for your buck. So make sure you check them out and use the promo code Toronto Marlies Insider to save $20. The first period was a cagey affair with the returning Dennis Hildeby shoring things up at the back and the Marlies playing some nice free-flowing hockey. The score at the end of the first was 0-0. Shots were 13-9 in favour of the Marlies. The Marlies opened the scoring just under 3 minutes into the second from an unlikely source, defenceman Marshall Rafai. The Marlies went back to their early season stretch passes with this one. Ryan Thorberg eventually found William Villeneuve, who fed Marshall Rafai to send home his first of the year from distance.
Thorberg fakes a forehand and then hits the Jets, goes to the backhand.
With 11 minutes gone, the Marlies doubled the lead on the power play. Kiefer Bello sent one towards the net for Kyle Clifford to redirect, and his redirect found itself sliding across the crease, and Dylan Gambrell was there to put it away to double the lead.
Gambrell gets a stick on this puck and gets it in the empty net. You see Bello's head up, just takes a look, just throws that nice low shot in off the pads. He's not shooting to score from there, he's shooting to create, puts it off the pads, and there's Clifford and Gambrell.
The Marlies then extended the lead to 3 with less than 3 minutes to go in the second. After some initial nice play along the blue line to open up the lanes, Villeneuve led off a shot that was beautifully redirected by Slavin for his 4th of the year.
They've had so many good offensive zone shifts, but you look at Marshall Rafai and the patience there not to shoot that puck, to turn it back over to Villeneuve, and then he gets that shot. Zach Solo is right in front of the net.
As the players were leaving the ice at the end of the second, all hell broke loose. Boko Imama left the bench and speared Hildeby as he skated past. This sent the crowd into a frenzy and led to some pushing and shoving amongst a lot of the players, but nothing too crazy. Then, out of nowhere, Kyle Clifford came in like a freight train trying to get his hands on Imama. The rest were there to break it up and stop it escalating into anything too serious, but there were still a lot of penalties to dish out. Here's a quick breakdown of the penalties from the skirmish. On the Marlies side, a 2-minute bench minor for a player leaving the bench. Joe Blandisi received a 10-minute misconduct, nobody knows why. Kyle Clifford received a 5 minutes for fighting and a 10-minute game misconduct for leaving the bench. The Senators were also assessed a 2-minute bench minor for a player leaving the bench. Boko Imama received a 5-minute major for spearing, 5 minutes for fighting, a 10-minute game misconduct for leaving the bench, and a 10-minute game misconduct for spearing. The score after the second was 3-0 to the Marlies, and shots were 15-9 in our favour. After all the madness at the end of the second, it's fair to say that the crowd were well and truly going insane, and we didn't have to wait too long for something to cheer for. With the Marlies on a 5-minute power play to start the third, Ryan Thorberg extended the lead to 4. After initially entering the zone himself with the puck, the Marlies showed great patience to find the lane. Max Ellis slid the puck across to Josiah Slavin, although we think it was meant for Thorberg. Slavin then did find Thorberg himself, who sent a one-timer past Kevin Mandolis.
Gets this goal. It looks like it's a broken play. Marley's still able to get that over to Thorberg for that quick one-timer. Nice pass by Josiah Slavin from inside the bumper position.
We've been fairly critical here of Max Ellis on this channel, but check this out. With the Marlies on another power play, Ellis chased down Igor Sokolov, who was listed at 6'3" and 217 pounds, and completely outmuscled and outworked him here to get the puck back. Ellis is listed at 5'9" and 166 pounds, so he gave up 6 inches and just over 50 pounds, but still came out with the puck. And as if that wasn't enough, after he won the battle, he then drove into the send zone before saucing a beautiful pass to Thorberg, who made no mistake to extend the lead to 5.
Turn this puck over and take it back on the offensive. Look at Ellis Ellis just working and outworking his opponent. Turns around, Torberg turns on the Jets to make sure he gets up there with him, creates this 2-on-1. And they're able to put the 5th goal.
With the Marlies on a 5-on-3 power play, the team was looking for Torberg at all opportunities. Logan Shaw gave up his usual spot out near the right face-off spot, and the team cycled the puck around a few times. Now, we got it to Torberg a couple of times, but he didn't have the shot. Eventually, Bellows was able to find Torberg, who sent home a Shawsy-like snipe to complete the natural hat-trick, and the first hat-trick of his pro career.
And they finally are able to get a puck to him. They got one to him earlier. It was coming in a little hot, but that one, he gets on and finds the net once again. That's a nice pass. Logan Shaw reaches into the net, grabs the puck for him.
In another welcome return to our quick long passes, William Villeneuve found Max Ellis entering the send zone. Ellis tucked his wrister to stretch the lead to 7. Dennis Hildeby was credited with an assist.
A little insult to injury here tonight.
That's a 5-on-5, I think, as well. Yep, you bet.
After the Sens failed to keep the puck in our zone, we were gifted a 2-on-1. Kiefer Bellow showed great patience to find, yep, you guessed it, Ryan Torberg, or Ryan Forberg as we're calling him now, to rip his 4th of the game and put this one well and truly to bed.
I'm not sure even Ryan Torberg can believe him. Now Toronto goes down the ice on another 2-on-1 they've created.
And that's how this one ended, 8-0 to the Marlies, who snapped our losing streak and also broke the Senators' 7-game winning streak. Shots on the third were 15-2 to the Marlies and 43-20 overall. We don't talk about the 3 stars a lot anymore, but funnily enough, Kyle Clifford was given the 3rd star of the night. There's never the dull moment when you're a Marlies fan. My goodness. I don't know where to start with this one. The Senators set a franchise record for penalty minutes at 101, which really shows their lack of discipline during this one. The Senators are normally a hard, gritty team, but I wouldn't call them dirty. So I guess we'll put this one down as the exception to the rule. Kyle Clifford and Boko Imama were both issued with a 3-game suspension, which does seem kind of light, 3 games each, but we did expect Imama to receive a greater suspension considering he's the one that instigated this whole thing, and he left the bench, he did the spearing, he did the fighting. So we're a bit confused with that one, but it is what it is. Getting back to the game anyway. There's a real release of frustration to the Marlies' play and an absolute unwillingness to lose. Just look at what Max Ellis did to a guy who was 50 pounds heavier and 6 inches taller. He epitomised the performance of this team tonight. They refused to lose, whether it was a game, a period, a face-off, a battle, anything. They really went out and fought hard for each other with this one. Personally, I think Max Ellis deserved one of the stars of the night. I thought he played fantastic. But if we're talking about fighting for your teammates, I understand why Cliffy was given one. It was great to see the Marlies revert back to the long passes that really stretched the ice and the opposition D. I said it from the start of the season, I love that kind of play, and I think we have the players that can play it. So I'm hoping to see that return long term. We need to talk about Kiefer Bellows for a minute. His PTO came to an end in this game, and we certainly feel that he should at least get an AHL deal. The guy's been on fire. After 25 games, the max length the PTO can be in the AHL, he leads the team in goals with 14 and has 12 assists for a total of 26 points, and he has a plus-minus of 11. He sits only 1 point behind Alex Steeves, having played a few games less. Bellows is eligible to sign another PTO, which he probably will get, but after that we expect him to get a contract with the Marlies, most likely a 2-way deal. His output has been too high to let him just go to another team, and he may end up getting a call-up and filling a spot for the Leafs. He's only 25, which is younger than the likes of Bobby McMahon, for example, and he could arguably take McMahon's spot on the Leafs right now. We will watch this one closely and keep you updated. Let's hear what William Villeneuve, Ryan Forberg, and head coach John Gruden had to say to the media after this one.
Well, it was a game that had a lot going on the ice. How are you guys able to keep the focus on the main goal of winning the game?
I think we've been on the right path the last couple of games. I just think we didn't get the result that we wanted. And Oh, Belleville's a tough team. They play physical, they play chippy, and I think we did a good job of keeping her cool and capitalizing on our power play opportunities. And honestly, it's kind of a relief for us to get that win, and hopefully we can move forward and keep winning some more games.
What does a win like this, in that kind of fashion, do for you guys heading on the road?
I think it just takes off a little bit of weight off our shoulders. We had a great week in practice. I think we did a really good job of sticking together, staying positive, and like you said, before going on a really long road trip, I think it's good for us to get a win and bring our confidence a little bit more confidence. Sorry, and yeah, we're in the right path. Just got to keep going.
What was it like to see a guy like Ryan Twerberg, a little bit more reserved, get that 4-goal night and the treatment in the room?
It's amazing. Ryan is such a funny guy, and he's well liked around the locker room, and he's really good. I think he's really underrated. He plays in a lot of situations, and he plays hard minutes, and I think it's really nice to see him getting rewarded tonight.
Of course, Kyle Clifford stepping up for Hill to be there. What's it like having a guy like Kyle Clifford for those moments?
He's a leader, you know, on and off the ice, and you know what you're going to get out of Cliffy every night. He brings physicality, he brings leadership, he brings a lot of speed, and he has one speed. He brings it every night, and he leads the pack with Shazi, Blender, and all those guys. So again, he's really important for us, and he did a great job tonight again.
What would go through your mind if you saw Kyle Clifford coming full speed at you?
I don't know. I would make sure that I would not be in a situation. So yeah, that's what I would do.
A great game from Dennis Hildeby as well, who comes back after not playing in game action for a while. How did he pull that off?
I don't know. Dennis is Dennis. He just shows up. He's solid since he's been here, and we just gotta let him do his thing. You know, we're really confident in front of our goalies, and for him to come back, like you said, after not playing, he's just been really solid, and he gave us a chance to win, and that's what we did.
You had 4 assists tonight. How do you feel your offensive game has developed, especially with your confidence?
I think it's going towards the right direction. There's just nights like tonight where it feels like everything's working out. So I'll take it, but I think we're really happy about the 8-0 win to get out of that slump, and we just got to keep looking forward.
How much do you think it helps for you and a lot of the rookies in the room when guys like Kyle Clifford, guys like Blandisi and Logan Shaw are there to lead the team?
I think it's just special. You know, they've been through a lot of different things, I think, in their careers, and I think for me the biggest thing that I saw last year and this year, they're just so positive. They make sure everybody feels involved and all that, and they know when a player is down, so they can cheer them up. So I think they've been awesome for us. And we really like them, so we're happy to get the win.
Are you guys looking forward to playing them again?
Yeah, I think Belleville is always a fun game, a rivalry, and we're going to go down there, like I said, to Sunday and try to keep stacking those wins. So that's where we're focused on.
A crazy game out there between these two rivals. How would you describe the type of game that was?
Yeah, I mean, it was just real gritty, you know, just lots of fights and lots of penalties. So, I mean, it was just a real gritty, hard-fought game.
What did you like about the team's offensive strategies?
I just like how we stayed composed, you know, going through all that stuff and ups and downs, and we just tried to stay composed through all of it, and I think that was key for us.
Not only was it your first professional hat trick, you had a 4-goal night, the first Marlies 4-goal night since 2009, which is kind of wild. What's your kind of reaction to that?
I mean, I don't know, thanks for the teammates' good passes. I mean, I don't know, just kind of the outcome of some good plays.
When you talk about your teammates like that, I noticed that when you had 2 goals, they were really trying to find you to get you that hat trick. What does it say about your teammates?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, it's a tight group. So, I mean, you know, we care about each other, and, you know, we just want the best. So, yeah.
What was their reaction when you came into the dressing room after?
Just a lot of water poured on me, and, you know, it was crazy.
What stands out to you most about Kyle Clifford?
Kyle Clifford, you know, is just a seasoned vet. So, I mean, you know, he just plays so hard, and, you know, he's just so tough, and, you know, it's great to have that long NHL experience on the team.
What would go through your mind if you saw Kyle Clifford coming straight at you?
Oh, I'd panic. I'd run. That's not the guy you want to see coming at you.
What are you expecting when you go play them again?
I mean, it's gonna be gritty again. You know, we're not expecting anything easy. They're gonna come out even harder. So just gotta be prepared for that.
Another hat trick?
I mean, I'll try.
John, in the type of game that this was, where there was so much going on the ice, how were you guys able to keep the focus on what the main goal was?
Well, I think that was our message to start. Regardless, we can only control what we can control, the style of the play. can't control referees, you can't control anything that comes along with it. But if you stay positive, you keep task at what's in front of you, you'll get the results. They take care of themselves, and we did a good job staying focused and sticking to the game plan, and then them going out and working. They work extremely hard, and then getting the results that they deserve.
What's the emotion like, not just for you, but for the entire team, breaking the losing streak in such a dominant style game?
Well, again, regardless of the score, I think because of the way we played, it really wasn't an 8-0 game. They still play extremely hard, and they make it tough on us. We just got to make sure that we don't give them anything and let them back in, like we talked about. Stick to it, and by doing the things that we did, allowed us to score more goals. And that's kind of the message then moving forward. If you stick with it, you do things right, you'll end up getting rewarded on the other side of it with your execution.
Speaking of doing things right, Ryan Torberg, 4 goals tonight. When I talked to him, he said he was a little bit shocked. Were you shocked at his performance?
I'm not shocked at his performance. Again, you don't expect, you can't say he's going to go and score. But that's to the point of the messaging of if you do things right and you play the way he has, like he's around the puck and he wins his battles and he does the things that he needs to do to be successful. And then when it was on his stick, he's feeling it, and confidence is a huge thing. And happy for him, and he's just, and I know he will. He'll continue to keep going and doing the things that are necessary for him to become a better player and help the team win.
I noticed that when he was at 2 goals, you could really tell the team was trying to rally around him to get him that hat trick. What does that really say about the team and how it's, they're always playing for each other?
Well, and you make a great point. The leadership with Shaw and Blandisi and Clifford. I mean, they maybe had a point. I haven't even looked at the score sheet, nor will I. But they set the tone. They set the tone this week in practice. They're great leaders. You can see what they do when one of their teammates is in trouble. They stick up for one another, and that's important moving forward because that's a strong team, And at the end of the day, if you win or lose, you got to stick together. And we got that. They got that close bond, and it's because of those guys. It's my first year. They've been here a few years, and they've created that. So I'm very fortunate to come into that.
Dennis Hildeby comes back from not playing game action for a while up with the Leafs and then puts on such a solid performance. What does that say about his development?
Well, he's not afraid of the moment. You can see he doesn't look like he gets nervous. He's just goes about his business, and good for him. And I'm glad our guys continued to play hard for him to get him that shutout.
What stands out most about Kyle Clifford?
Well, his leadership. I mean, there's a reason why he's got 2 Stanley Cups. I mean, he's a great human being. He does things right. He plays in straight lines. Now he's playing power play. Now he's on our penalty kill. He gets a lot of minutes, and I think he enjoys that, and I think he thrives on it, and he knows what it takes. He's been there, and he helps us a lot with the messaging. When we're not around. So again, we're very fortunate to have him.
I've asked a lot about Kiefer Bellows lately, but just to cap off his PTO, what has he been like for this team?
Well, keeps getting better and better. Keeps working on the things that are important for him to have success in the team, and I think he enjoys it. I think he likes being here, and I'm glad that he's going about it the right way.
Going up to the next game, we're playing them again. Do you anticipate more fireworks like we had in this game? And do you go in there and say, let's not try and get that as a trap?
Well, we just have to do what we just did. The stuff after the whistle, if we have to protect and stay by each other, that takes care of itself. Because we have to stick up for one another. They're a physical team, and they're trying to, but we can't let that allow us to get off our game. We have to make sure we stay focused and understand what it's going to take to win, and it's going to be a great challenge for us on Sunday.
Our next game is up in Belleville against the Senators at the CAA Arena on Sunday as the Marlies begin a very tough 9-game stretch on the road. But before that, we want to say thanks again to SeatGeek for sponsoring our post-game recaps this season. Make sure you click the link in the description below and use our promo code to save $20. We'll be at the CAA Arena and hope to see you there. We'll be behind the goal with the Irish flag, but if not, we'll catch you in the next one.